Namaskara, Sri Krishna Bairagowda ji, all officials of Government of India and also officials from Government of Karnataka. Let me first congratulate you on this very well thought out, well linked, well connected and what I can now probably safely say a successful meet on millets. To tell people back what they have forgotten, if I can borrow the words of Krishna Bairagowda ji, to remind people of what they've forgotten is not easy. To remind people that farming, particularly in states like Karnataka, were largely of smaller grains, of grains which were not water thirsty. It has a story beginning from the cultivator, the farmer, who grows this in an adverse condition, rain-fed condition where rain is not predictable, where the land is not so fertile, it's fatigued and it's exhausted. Sometimes they degraded lands. From there to the end consumer, all of us, I'm sure 2 generations ago, did largely depend on smaller grains, the millets. But we have slowly moved out of it for no reason, and we are so dependent on white polished rice or maida-like products which are so gluten-rich, which are so full of carbohydrates and starch. So this meat tells everybody what they have forgotten, and in fact reminds about those farmers who have been forgotten because their crops are no more glamorous. Unfortunately, the globe has changed its dietary conditions and fashion. People prefer smaller grains, the coarse grains as they call it. And India, which had a long tradition of growing coarse grains, which had a long tradition of, in its diet, introducing coarse grains, has completely gone out of that sync and depended, as I said, on water-thirsty crops. But today I'm glad to say this meeting, this fair, which is run for 3 days, has brought in everybody who's got a role to play. The farmer, the value addition, bringing industries, the investors who are going to collect it from the farmer and bring it to the industry, and above all, the consumer, the householder, for him to be told what to use, how to use, and what are the kind of things. I'm glad even a chef has been made a part of this 3-day fair. Shows the detail to which the entire planning had happened, and therefore a meet of this kind is definitely going to meet the objective with which it was started, that is building awareness. And therefore, once again, I congratulate the minister and also the Karnataka government for having taken a step like this. It will be relevant and very important for me to recall that Agriculture Ministry, Mr. Dalwai is here. Agriculture Ministry is spending a lot of time to look at how coarse grains can be promoted, to look at how organic produce can be successfully marketed and also produced. Mr. Krishna Bairagowda rightly said, the certifying agency called APEDA is in our ministry. Only recently, last week, I was in Arunachal Pradesh, making sure that the farmer producer organization, which is a new farmer-friendly approach, to have a greater bringing together of farmers so that they can produce and their produce gets better price, they can get a profit share and so on, as different from the days when we had farmer cooperatives, as different from the days when they were registered as small groups, didn't have the power to scale up. But the farmer producer organization, which the Agriculture Ministry has promoted, is now, I can see, taking shape very well in Karnataka, particularly for the coarse grains grower and also for the spices grower. I brought the example of Arunachal Pradesh only to say, being far flung in the northeast, farmers there do not have the benefit of such organizations, and as a result, the spices that they grow, the large cardamom, which is commonly known as black cardamom, and also ginger, just goes a waste. They were excited, we went and did that. But what I have now suggested to Minister Krishna Baira Gowda is we should, and I will take the initiative for that. I'll certainly take the initiative with the cooperation of Karnataka government to have organic millet products made in Karnataka, organic growing of millets, and making sure that black pepper and Haveri chilies, Baidagi chilies, organically grown, value added, can find export markets. I've assured the minister that come sometime later in the third week of May, I will ensure that we have a meeting with people such as the certifying agency, the APEDA, and also Government of Karnataka, together with some farmers, to see how best value addition can be brought in. There are two challenges in which I find some of the startups which are seated here. I would think startups will now have to look at how we address the aggregation problem. You might have wonderful organic millets grown in Raichur and Bidar, or you might have good quality black pepper from the coastal regions, or even the Baidagi chilies would be all ready to get exported. But who is going to aggregate them? Small quantities here, small quantities there, somewhere else a third small quantity. No procurer will be able to get the benefit of having large quantities bought at one go. Governments, both central government and state governments today don't have the power to recruit people for doing this aggregation. I would think a challenge exists for startups, be they in Karnataka, be they in South Karnataka, some in North Karnataka, maybe in Tamil Nadu, maybe in Andhra Pradesh and so on. If they can have a way in which they identify certified farmers, and if they link it up through their, whatever innovative ways they can bring in, and if aggregation is facilitated, export of good certified organic products is not difficult. But I've already opened up where the challenge lies. The challenge lies in that governments cannot do the aggregation. They don't have the manpower for it. But if the startups can be of help, both the state government and we can help in very quickly organizing exports for them. Exports give you better price. In fact, United States of America alone consumes 47% of all the organic retail which exists globally. And 32% goes to Europe. So we are talking of a 80% market for organic produces, which we can access without difficulty. In fact, there is a very good message that globally organic retailing and organic consumption, the trading in organic has grown only 10% in the last 1 year. Whereas from India, exports of organic have grown 30% in last 1 year alone. And I'm sure Karnataka's contribution is very significant in that. So I would think organic millets, organic spices like black pepper and Baidagi chilies have great scope. In fact, I've offered to the minister that if in Baidagi area, a spice developmental park, I understand there is one existing, but if it cannot perform to the satisfaction of the chili growers, it doesn't serve the purpose. I would like, Minister, please, to look at what is stopping that spice development park from functioning ideally. This year, particularly the chili growers have been doing excellent work. Output is phenomenal, but they're not getting the right price. If we can have that spice development park with public, private, and Government of India's participation, I'm sure the chili growers of Baidagi area will get better price, so will the black pepper growers. And there is no doubt the quality of millets which are grown here. There are lots of states which are doing a lot of growing of organic. Rajasthan does, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. And now parts of Chhattisgarh are all moving towards organic. And in India, 5 million hectares organic produce is being grown. And I think it's about 1 billion in Karnataka alone. But of the 5 million, nearly 30% is in the forest area. And it is the rest which is grown in, 3 million is in the forest area and about 2 million is in the organized farming area. There's immense scope for us to get it all aggregated, value added, and I'm glad to see several of the stalls showing what value addition is happening. So if we are to put together the energy of Karnataka government, Agriculture Ministry, Government of India for the Commerce and Certifying Agency APEDA, which has been very successfully functioning from 2009. We have the equivalent certificate and authorization from the United States, from Europe. Negotiations are going for equivalent certification to be obtained from Japan, from Canada, from South Korea, and from Taiwan. We are confident we'll obtain it sooner, and with those certification, farmers from, let's say, organic growing Karnataka, which is doing so well, will find export market. I assure you the best of my cooperation. The state government will certainly be included in all that we do, and I assure again that Government of India and Prime Minister Modi particularly has been very keen to promote organic farm produce. He's repeated in several cabinet meetings. Let me put it on record here. Several cabinet meetings, the Prime Minister said, what are we doing for organic farmers? How are you ensuring that your certification will meet international credibility? He is pushing us to perform so that the farmers who are growing organic produce will benefit from the exercise. I know Sikkim, Himachal Pradesh, and Karnataka have very vibrant organic farming policies. I'm sure Karnataka farmers, given the drought condition, given the lack of rain, through the organic growing and effective water usage, will successfully have an export share too. With this, thank you very much, Minister, for giving me the opportunity to be here. I wish all the participants a great success and useful exchange of MOUs. Thank the citizens of Bangalore for giving us this kind of a support. I was very joyed to see people's participation to this extent. Thank you, people of Bangalore, for being supportive, and the media for the wonderful coverage of the, I've been watching all the 3 days, how this coverage is. Thank you very much for all of you all. I wish this meet is a great success. Thank you very much.